What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
Zaliv.
Yo, what up? This is Specs One.
This is Fresh K.
Hot Rocks, motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out.
Yo, what up? It's Roshin, BBRC, NotesToSelf, and you're listening to Breaking Records Radio.
Alright, Breaking Records Radio, you know what it is, we're in the place to be right now. It's your host Maloney, got Obi-Wan in the place, and we got a special guest with us right now, Mr. Roshin.
Roshin, NotesToSelf, BBRC, all fucking day. Toronto, Sixside, T-Ode, Hogtown, the capital of Ontario. Let's go.
Bars!
That all rhymed.
How's it going though, man?
Good, man. How are you doing,
I'm
Kelly?
good too.
I'm gonna do an off-camera shake.
Word up. And it's kind of crazy how we ended up meeting.
Yeah, on a subway.
Yeah, I'm bumping Sci-Hi to Prince one day, and this guy just taps me on my shoulder. He's like, what you listening to? I'm like, Sci-Hi. I can't remember what you said. I thought it was something, but you heard like the snare and the beat or something.
It's that like you can't miss it hip-hop head nod.
Yeah.
And I was looking at you and I was like, you're not into EDM. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured it would be something. You know what I mean? I didn't think you were going to say Sci-Hi. That would like kind of threw me for a bit of a loop. Which, you know, ended up talking about Team Backpack and how he's like the killer of Team Backpack right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm also involved with.
I was just going to say, and speaking of Team Backpack, tell us a little bit about your involvement with them.
Team Backpack, man. Good people, like first and foremost, and really progressive dope movement that is about good music and bars, and it's not rooted in some bullshit where they like don't like new stuff. I basically got involved with Team Backpack via Black Bolt, John Taboyka, and shout out Riley Kirkland. Man, I'm blanking on his last name now. Kirkland, like farms.
Yeah.
Riley. Anyway, I'm just gonna call Riley K. That's my man. So these guys had done a couple. They'd done a couple ciphers. Notably, they really popped off with the International Women's Day cipher, featuring like Havaya Mighty, Keisha Fresh, Lex, and Phoenix. And like when they asked me to be part of the third one, they were gonna do in Toronto. I was just like, yeah, of course. Like, no problem. Not at all. Like I'm not. I'm a guy who like I love hip hop. I love battle rap.
Yeah.
And like I'm never gonna battle rap. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
It's a different skill set. I love it. I'm going to be a fan of that. But like, the ciphers is kind of like a happy medium of like, there's still a competition underlying, but really it's like, you know, go and have fun.
You're not going for each other's heads. You're more just showcasing, trying to be the best.
100%. And it doesn't. I guess the main thing is like you can work on that, and you don't have to feel like I'm taking somebody out.
Yeah.
And if I don't write all of my bars at somebody for two months, like maybe you kick yourself later if you fuck up. Or like, you just can't be positive in your writing.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm kind of with you on that too. So I much
plus
prefer.
I'm fucking an anxious guy, man. I don't need that.
Yeah. All the songs I write are like battle bars, but yeah, it's like I hate stepping in the ring. Though.
Yeah, it's like, yo, fuck you, and then it's like, cool, like come over to my house for some orange pico.
Yeah. Most definitely.
You could be a good guy. I mean, like there's I feel like there's an element of risk in good music a lot of the time more than like, I never would be a guy who's like, I sold crack, because I didn't sell crack.
Yeah.
I haven't been in gunfights. Have I shot a gun? Sure. Skeet shooting. Like, it's not the same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, but that's kind of like, you know, it's Team Backpack was just like a really great outlet, and those guys ended up bringing me down after we did the first cipher with Fresh Kills, Junior T, Relic, Gene 1. They brought me down to New York, and we got to do this wicked one in Brooklyn with Havaya Mighty, Keisha, and John River, who is a fucking really nice and talented kid who fucking teaches me shit, and he's 10 years younger than me probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, hats off to John River.
That's crazy, man. And do you got any more plans to do any more Team Backpack stuff in the future?
100%. I mean, like it's semi on them to an extent, because you know I don't hold the keys to the kingdom, so to speak. Like we're still in talks all the time, and 100% I'd be down. I imagine yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be.
There's nothing locked in at the moment.
I would be sad. Yeah, but I don't like. I know that right now they're going. They're expanding. They're going east. I think they just did a Halifax one.
Oh shit.
With a few guys. Pat stays in that. Fortunato.
Dope.
I think Quake is in it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure. I heard that Ghetto Sucks might not be in it, but he was supposed to or something.
Oh shit.
Well, I don't know what's going on with that. I just really like Ghetto Sucks as a rapper, so I hope that I could see him do it, because I think he'd murder it.
Yeah.
You talk about like I don't know. Like,
Salute to Socks and Fortunato, actually.
but yeah, salute to those guys. Socks, I'll never call you Socks because I come from Toronto and that's Socrates. That's why you're Ghetto S.
Ghetto ass.
Yeah, or Darren.
But on the topic of ciphering and battling, actually, you did
Yeah.
the KOTD cipher as well.
Yeah, that's actually probably why I got even hollered at for the team backpack.
Yeah?
It's like you actually had a point of being like, it's not just like my dude being like, he's good.
Yeah.
It's like, no, he did good in this cipher. And King of the Dot shit is those are the homies. So that was a trip, and it was really nice to be asked to be there.
Yeah.
It started my run of two ciphers in a row that I ended up closing, where I was like, why am I the anchor? And they're like, you just did it, man. Really, I just like literally picked a name out of a hat, and that's where I showed up, I think. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, no, King of the Dot, man. I'm fucking obsessive with battle rap. I love that shit.
Yeah. Who's your favorite battle rapper?
In all leagues all time, Hollow is just the best.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's my favorite. He's up there in my favorite. My favorites are like Carter Deems. I really like enjoy. Really like Pat.
Pat's crazy.
Bender. I fuck with a lot. I mean, like, Head Ice a lot. I just look for guys being different. You know what I mean? A lot of the time, and having writing chops, but not necessarily doing what next man is doing. There's like a lot of guys who maybe have a skill set that is like, you're maybe more talented in some ways than other guys, but if you're doing basically like word association, like QP shit, I'm like, cool, I got QP. I don't need you to do that. You know what I mean? So that's not really what I'm into. You know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah, I mess with all leagues, but King of the Dot's the best, let's be real.
Yeah. KOTD.
KOTD, shout out Ground Zero.
And
see what happens when Gully vs. Gannick drops.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for the Gannick and JDR.
Yeah.
JDR called when we're at Tdot Fest.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So the only way
To be honest, I think in our cipher he called him out too.
Did he?
You know what I mean? Yeah, literally. JR, I think I think Era's like on a mission
He's
to
going
battle.
for heads right now.
To battle. I think he like because he wants to. I think it's like gotta make sense. And he's like, if you're from Toronto or Saga, like Era's kind of like a bit of a battle legend up here. You know what I mean? Like him, Bishop. Like these guys are kind of like guys that went back and like really like were part of both eras, like the freestyle, the writing stuff. They're both really good presence-wise guys who just like kind of like own it.
Yeah.
They're great MCs. Like hats off to both. But yeah, I would love to see Era come back, man.
Yeah, Era said
He's so different than other guys
he
too.
said that's
the
what would
shit,
bring
you
him
know
out
what
of
I mean?
retirement to go against
To battle Gannick. It's funny because a lot of the fans I'm seeing think that Gully versus Gannick is legit Gully versus Gannick. Like they're gonna battle, which would be like so great, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like you got a better luck of having like, I don't know, King Fly battling somebody maybe than those guys, because it's just, I think they're past that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's almost more like, it's probably more damaging to their reputation now to even hop in the ring and battle than.
Unless they were like, it's crazy.
Unless they just
What's like
destroy.
fucking like, it's like Drake didn't answer really anybody except for like Stay Scheming. He kind of took a shot back at Common once, and then like when he battled Meek, he was like, everyone was like, oh, and that went as good as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you never know. Like, I think it would be really funny if Gannick came back and battled like Smack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would be funny, but I don't think Smack raps. But like, or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah.
But all right, we'll take it back a bit though.
Talking about battle rap, fuck my career. All right.
Notes to self.
Yeah, man.
You guys go back. I remember when I was first
too long.
really getting into Toronto hip hop and searching it. Your guys' song T-Ode was one of the first songs I ever
thank you.
came across.
Yeah.
And I still bang that shit out.
An abdominal, man.
Welcome to Toronto.
I saw that guy for breakfast 2 weeks ago.
Oh, same word, eh?
And it was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, eggs in a hole. He copied my order. Yeah, no, fuck, man. Those. I mean, we've been rapping for a long, long time, and I've been rapping since I was like 13 years old. So like, you know how that shit is. After you've been doing this for a long time, you're like, your brain doesn't work the same way anymore. It's like, just like, oh, you mishear somebody, and it's like a perfect rhyme, and where you'd have been like, that's funny. Now you're like, I'm putting that in my bars. But yeah, like Notes is, we've been around doing our shit. I'd say like we really kind of like got more serious, and our first album came out in 2009.
Yeah.
Which is like to some extent like more of like where I look at like my career like professionally, I guess.
This is when it started.
Yeah, because
so.
I could root it back way further than that if you're talking about I'm a kid, you know what I mean? And like I definitely like, you know, put in my hours, but it's not necessarily like all over the place. You know what I mean? I think the first thing we ever put out, or I was on when I was a teenager, was 2002.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. like back when.
And would that have been under like the NotesToSelf name too?
We were called NotesToSelf. It was the album was called Just Add Water, and it was an EP by Bronze, who's my producer.
Yep.
And we were on one side, and the other side was Pangea Project.
Okay.
We're not a group anymore, but we're like it was basically like a bunch of solo artists that had come together. So Kamau was fucking amazing, Equinox fucking amazing, Natural amazing, and Change from Beatface.
Okay.
When he was going by Yassine at the time. That was the weird aside. Yeah, but I got a record out. Maybe you could look for it. Just Add Water, the EP. It's fucking old now. It's rare. It's fun.
But is that where
Alex did the artwork.
what like around what time would you guys have done the T-Ode record?
T-Ode was like, fuck, I don't know. It was after that.
Yeah.
I think it was. Pardon me. I think it was probably around our first album. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't exactly remember. Bronze did all who's the other member of kind of like both NotesToSelf and BBRC, did all of the art for that album, The Escape from the Pigeonhole Abdominal album.
Yeah.
He had kind of been doing all of this design and packaging as well. And
Okay.
producing. But yeah, I think it's around that era. I wish I knew more.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, I was #2 in the Toronto songwriting competition about writing a song about your city.
That song was?
Yeah.
Really?
We came in second out of like 300 or 400.
Is that what made you guys do the record initially?
No, not at all.
It
We
just
did
kinda
it,
happened?
and then it actually popped. It was like one of the ones, because Abs is like most of his fan base, like a large part of it's out in the UK.
Yeah.
Because those records he was doing were like DJ Format. And like that one, for his Canadian fan base, just like flew, right? Because we were talking about real places, I
Yeah.
think, and it was like,
Take them to the comic book store. I go to Comics and More.
rest in peace, comics and more. Yeah, now it's it's like a cash to go or some shit.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
It's
those
crazy
guys
how
are the
shit changes in the city so quick
Yeah.
though.
I like comic books. Yeah, no, but it is weird actually. If you go back and listen to that song now, I bet a lot of those places aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
Like I buy my records that rotate this.
Yeah.
The line.
Yeah.
Play these. That's where you could locate this.
Yeah.
Which was true at the time. Yeah. Anyway,
But and so
abdominal.
moving forward with the NotesToSelf talk as well, you guys are currently going through a name switch basically.
Yeah, basically. So we changed group members. Swamp, my older brother, stepped down. He's got 3 kids. Still crazy rapper whenever he wants to be. It's frustrating sometimes. Yeah, we picked up Orobi, who's an artist who had been on both of our other albums. And we've been kind of rolling with for a long time, but he's from Vancouver and he writes totally different style than us. And he's super fun, and it makes the music we make super fun.
Yeah.
So the shit we're putting out coming up is progressively more like on some like girl crazy white boy shit. Just
Yeah.
like hanging out, having fun, rooted in like early 90s like hip hop drum patterns and dance and New Jack Swing and stuff.
Yeah.
I like a lot, yeah.
Dope.
So it's more like, I think like it took us a while to find that comfort zone of being like, we're very serious on our music a lot of the time, and we're really like dorks, you know what I mean, to some extent. Like I wouldn't say that, it's like I'm a nerd for sure, but
Yeah.
it's like we have fun and we're jokey guys, you know what I mean? So it's okay to be kind of jokey, but it ends up being like more memorable, and
It's more real.
it's realer, it's just
Yeah.
me, it's more me, you know
And
what I mean?
personality always puts across
Yeah.
better music, I feel, than people who try to put up a wall and be somebody they're not.
I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. And speaking of that now with the BBRC, and you guys, all the music that you sent me that we playing on the show, you said that a lot of this was done in the transition period between
Yeah,
the
a lot of
last
it.
album, Target Market Recoil, and what you're working on now, right?
Yes. So the new album we got coming out, it's called the Peach Pit Sessions. If you haven't been following us right now, we're just basically dropping singles, loosies, but like joints I really like. And I'm glad that they actually came out. So we did that's where you see the Just Step remix with Alchemist and Evidence. We did New York and Detroit with RJ.
Was that the one with Marv 1?
Marv 1's on that,
Yeah.
and RJ from Slum produced it and just like slayed it.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
he's got oh damn, eh? I didn't even know that. That's
are
crazy.
gonna, you know what I mean? Back when, we're huge Detroit hip hop fans.
Yeah.
And we did I got 500 Loonies Flip on that record, so it's like, or on those singles.
Yeah.
Because originally this would have been an album, and we've, some of the stuff that we wanted to actually put out is coming out, and I'm
Yeah.
glad, because like, it's different to like have music come out that's like it's great to know that stuff's coming out now that's representative of where I'm at.
Yeah.
And maybe some of this isn't as much, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't love it, and there's not place in my heart for it because I wrote it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
and that's the thing. A
yeah.
lot of people, I feel like fans don't realize about musicians too. It's like at every current moment, I try to tell people this: the music you're promoting is already like not your best work. You know what I mean? Because you're always on to the next thing. You're working on the next album. By the time
an
you're actually
interesting
promoting your
perspective,
last, so it's like at any given time, what the public eye sees, it's like that's you in the past. That's a step behind of what actual skill set you're at now.
That's actually really, yes, I mean, like, that's accurate. And I think, like, part of that is also, like, sometimes you have to have the faith and be less precious in your work because it's easy to write a song and be like, oh, fuck, this is the one. And then you hold on too long. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it's not the one anymore because, like, man, maybe music evolved or whatever happened. Or maybe you were too caught up on the fact that you weren't actually making the amount of music you should have been making. You know what I mean? Because, like, I agree with you 100%. I haven't wrote my best song yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, that's a nice feeling. It's not a bad feeling.
And it's crazy too because you always got to go out there and put your face on and promote music that's like a year old too, and you're like, oh man, I just want to like.
Sometimes you think about those guys who have to perform, like, if you were like a hip hop legend, say from the 90s, and you're just
Like
going
imagine
around.
being Masked Ace and having to do Music Man at every show.
Dude, yeah. Dude,
I'm the man.
I remember hearing,
with
like,
the
literally,
can in
like
his hand.
9 years ago type shit. I remember my boy had opened for him in Montreal, and he was super psyched. Huge Masked Ace when he met him backstage, and he was on some shit where it's like, and it's like, again, not a diss to Masked Ace, fucking legend. It's just like, guy's been doing this for so long, and he's not like rich like how like a lot of guys maybe like would want him to be.
Yeah.
But he's still got a tour, and it's like, I don't, you know, doesn't want to do it every day.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't want to do it a lot of the time. You know what I mean? I was happy when the Roots got that Jimmy Kimmel gig. They toured harder than anybody.
Yeah.
Like, have some time with your kids, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Black Thought's surprisingly funny too.
Yeah, Black Thought's one of the nicest though.
Yeah, he's ill. He's ill as fuck. He's one of the. I think he was the first guy I ever realized like use your voice as an instrument almost. You know what I mean? He didn't dominate the group. Part of the reason they could tour so successfully and so well is it wasn't like the Black Thought show.
Yeah.
It was the Roots, and like he's part of the Roots, but it's just as much like Kamal was just as much fucking Quest. You know what I mean? It's Hubbard.
And so I want to move on from that though and just talk about actually a few of these singles that you had sent through. Tell us a little bit about the New York and Detroit joint that you guys got with RJ and.
That's like my favorite joint to talk about.
Is it?
Yeah, well, just the whole vibe of that was essentially like when we had reached out to RJ, and a lot of the time in hip hop you get like a beat batch rather than like if you're not in the studio with someone they're playing and you're like that's the one. It's like, what are you gonna do? So you send snippets or you send like a few beats. You know what I mean? And we heard this beat and we're just like, oh my god, like this shit is crazy. But it also like RJ's from Detroit and it 100% was like an homage to the New York sound, and we're like fam like that. And if Toronto's pretty close to Detroit, so I feel like we're almost like sister cities in hip hop.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean, or brother cities. I don't know if you say that. Let's go, sister. But yeah, so it sounded more New York. So me and Braun started writing, and I was like, I'm gonna write and flip classic hip hop lines specifically from New York. And he was like, wicked. And he's like, I want to do Detroit. And so we were like, okay, cool. So he was flipping these Detroit lines, and I was doing New York. And then we got the idea of like we should get a feature on it. And I met Mara through like battle rap and shit before, and I'm just a fan of his music and as an artist, and one of my favorite battle rappers ever. Beyond that, so we reached out, and he was down and fucking crushed it. You know what I mean? And that's always like the best case scenario if you're not in the room with somebody and you send them and you're like, this is what the song's about, and in your brain you're just like, please write about this. You know
Stay
what I
on
mean?
topic.
Yeah, you know, because it's easy to go off, but he's a real guy. It's not like it's not like I was reaching out to Joe Schmo, someone who you talk to and have a conversation with. So like he came through and just murdered it with the New York shit with me.
Yeah.
He did bookend Bronze's like weird Detroit shit. Shout out like Eminem and Dilla and man, a lot of guys actually from the D. Big Sean. There's like so much history out of there, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Detroit,
but yeah, that song ended up becoming really like an homage to both Detroit and New York for us, and it was kind of like this trio, and the fact that like even though Marv's American, he's not from New York, and there's just so much of like love and respect for where this came from, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, really fun to write.
Word.
Fun as shit to write. Plus you get to pretend that you're like Prodigy for like half a bar before you have to rewrite the line. You know what I mean? Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks and then it's gone. You know,
It was nice while it lasted.
It was nice while it lasted. Yeah.
The next song I did want to touch on as well, because you got another star-studded feature out of all those joints you sent me. Was it the Yesterday remix? Was that the title of it, I believe?
Yeah. So
and it has Shad,
it's the
D-Sisive,
Yeah, so
Rich Kid.
we did like an original song on the last album called Today, featuring no one. Well, actually, no, not true. Featuring Legal on the hook, who's actually sings on this hook as well. And we had kind of thought about the idea of doing like a remix to it. That was like a Canadian all-star one almost. You could say, it's funny because people always talk about it being like a Toronto remix, but like Shad's from London, Ontario. Rich Kid's from Saga, like, sure, fine, Toronto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a Southern Ontario remix.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so we've been, you know, friendly with all these guys or homies and like maybe hadn't made music. So it was like a half secret where we're like, hey, you want to get on the song? They're like, yeah. And I don't know if everyone knew they were on a song with the other guy yet,
word.
but they were all very happy about that.
Yeah.
So like, that song was done when Target Market Recoil came out.
Oh, really?
In more or less, yeah. I mean, like there was some stuff that got added for sure later, kind of additional production or just like minor tweaks and stuff. But the meat of that was like older, you know what I mean? And it was one of those moments where like every time I saw Rich Kid, he'd be like, "Yo, is that song ever coming out?" And I'd just be like, "Yeah, I will." You know what I mean? And I don't know how much faith he actually had in me. Yeah. That it would. And then it came out, and I was like, I just messaged him like, "Yo, I told you." You know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? But that shit was really funny, and like, you know, Shad is a killer, D-Sisive is a killer, fucking Rich Kid's killer. Like, these guys are some of my favorite writers in Canadian hip hop, not hip hop. Like, D-Sisive is one of the most original voices in hip hop history to me. Like, Shad is like, you have to be an idiot if you're Canadian. You don't know who the fuck Shad is. He's incredible. Rich Kid is like one of the most, like, obviously beyond being just like a crazy producer, is one of the most gritty, slept on rappers in the game as well, as far as having bars, and he really came with it.
Salute to Rich Kid as well.
Yeah. Plus, it's nice having songs with Rich Kid where you didn't make the beat. Yeah. But you still rapped on it because you liked it. Hey.
And actually, with that being said, too, with D-Sisive, I've seen you guys on the bill for a few shows that he's been throwing. So you guys got like a pretty good relationship, I'm guessing.
He's for sure, like, we're really friends with him, like, in a real way. Bronze and him are like really tight. We actually had like 60% of an album done with him that never came out.
Oh, wow.
All produced by Bronze, and it was kind of like a lot of like 80s, 90s flips. Yeah. Like Elton John and Bowie. And shit like that. You know, like you might hear like remnants of that eventually, but it's like, again, it doesn't age that necessarily that well. It's like me from a time ago. But it's like, it just goes to say, like, you make a lot of music. Yeah. And you definitely make a lot of music with people you care about and you're a fan of, you know what I mean? And like, sometimes it just doesn't come out because it doesn't come out or it's not right for whatever reason. Yeah. You know, but
and that's kind of what was the idea.
Yeah, that's why it's so good when this does come out. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you actually get to dig this one up, and it's not like old. It doesn't feel old. It actually feels like brand new. And when you put out music to you, sometimes it might feel like, oh, this is yesterday's news, but like, it's amazing for you know, a fan who might just be like, they're like, holy fuck, this is brand new to you, and then all of a sudden you have to realize, oh yeah, like I gotta stop treating this like it's like a year and a half old. It's actually like now, or you know, in this case, older than that, right? Yeah. So fuck, yeah.
And so kind of is like you know, the Bozo Nightmare D-Sisive. Joint, right? So is that kind of like almost like he's like a little bit of the flavor you could expect from the collab you guys had worked on?
No, I don't know. Like he's the guy who has a million voices for one. Like he can really touch in a really, really serious vein if he wants to. He's also like probably the funniest guy you'll ever see do banter.
His live show is one of the best shows I've ever seen.
It's like legit could be a comedy show.
It can. It's
if he
like,
wanted it
it's
to be.
Split.
He's so funny. He's also just a legit good performer as well, which like being a real MC is like not about having your hot tracks all the time, you know what I mean? And like, yeah, so I think like D got really wildly creative on that stuff. But again, like I don't really know. It's hard for me to talk about without a frame of like playing it for you guys. Yeah. He's really like, he's playful on that shit, you know what I mean? And get like a little bit of a rap competition between me and him, which is fun.
Oh shit, yeah.
He's better. That's all good. That guy's a killer. He's
D-Sisive is crazy. All right, so tell the people a little bit about the, some of the solo material that you've got coming out.
Oh, word.
BBC aside.
Yeah, so...
BBRC.
Thanks, sorry. That would be a Google nightmare. That was our crew name, yeah. So I have an album coming out called, it's not out, it's coming out, it's called Lie. And it'll be more or less my first solo effort, all produced by Fameless out of Parkdale, and one of them's actually no. Now they're all back in Toronto. I was gonna say one of them's in Holland, but he doesn't live there anymore. And pretty amped about that. A couple notable features, but it's like it's a labor of love I've been making for like 5 years or so, and really excited to see it's a little bit more personal and talks a bit more about anxiety, depression, drug addictions, things along those lines. You know what I mean? That maybe aren't something that I would talk in within the crew record as much. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Definitely excited to perform it as well.
Yeah. And do you have any idea, like a set release for that?
It'll be next year.
2017 some point?
Yeah, first quarter probably, I assume.
Yeah.
Next year. It's been pushed back a couple times just because I've had to deal with my own shit, and you really want it to fall so it doesn't compete with your own group. You know what I mean? I'm not Young Jeezy good, where it's like, I'm just abandoning my crew. You know what I mean? Out the gate. So I gotta make sure that it aligns. But yeah, I'm super amped about it as well.
And do you have a title for that yet?
That's Lie. So that one's called Lie.
Okay.
Yeah, that album. And Bronze is executive producing all of it because I bullied him into it. So it'll be a nice little marriage of different style beats. These guys are kind of more on the post like dreamscape hip hop stuff. So they're kind of like, like that like kind of after ASAP Rocky sound of like dirty ass southern drums, like really ethereal samples, and then like they're getting into kind of more flipping of more classic hip hop sounds, which is like especially early hip hop sounds for me is like I really fuck with that. So
yeah,
there's not a lot of producers necessarily that speak to you all the time, and like these guys are really fun to work with, and I like them a lot.
Dope, man. And so with that being said, you also have the new BBRC album that is coming out.
That's
too.
The real shit. Yeah.
And that's the Peach Pit Sessions?
Yeah, the Peach Pit Sessions for my 90210 fans, man. No, Peach Pit Sessions is going to be a different side of us that hasn't been heard as much, but keep your eye out for video content coming out very soon and a couple new singles, and you'll be like, what? That's NotesToSelf. And be like, no, bitch, it's BBRC. They got super sexist, and I keep throwing out the dub now.
And do you guys have a set release for that?
It'll be released, I'm guessing, in about a month and a half or so. I don't like throwing out definite dates until I have a definite date, just because inevitably something gets pushed back. Yeah. So like, it's coming out. But very soon. Very soon.
Give everybody all your social media plugs and all that stuff.
Fuck that. Find me. No, I was kidding. Easiest one is NotesToSelf.net. They're all at the bottom. But you can find us on Facebook at NotesToSelf Music. NotesToSelf Video on YouTube, fucking NTS BBRC on both Instagram and Twitter, and fuck man,
check out that Team Backpack.
And check out that Team Backpack.
Yeah, and the KOTD cipher. If you
Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time watching my pretty face. You can't even tell how dope this guy is holding the camera right now. You can only hear his voice, but he's fucking sick. He's in the Team Backpack cipher. Fuck, we're all in it. 100 rappers.
Alright,
we're all fucking incredible.
So if your lyrical style could be translated to a Mortal Kombat finishing move,
whoa!
What would it do to your opponent?
It would probably be like I would probably be Kung Lao, and you would be kind of like one of those things where you don't really necessarily see it coming, because I throw up my hat and like you think I missed, but then it's like one of those slow-mo like animes where the guy's body falls in half. You know what I mean? And then it comes around and hits the back of their ankles.
Swift samurai.
So you guys, basically your body's gonna get cut in half and you're gonna lose both of your feet. and I got a sick hat on. Then I return the hat and it's back on my head.
Dope. Breaking Records Radio, sitting here with Roshin, and we out.
Breaking fucking Records Radio.